So tomorrow, US holiday, I will not be trading automated strats. Volumes are too low, trading's junk. Take the day off, enjoy the day. If a key level were hit in the Asian or EU session and I happen to be up, would I engage? Maybe. But tomorrow during the US session open going forward, if you want to work setups on signals manually, light position size, do whatever you want. Me, I'm working on the entire proptradingindicators.com website will transform tomorrow. We're going from one current special offer to three. We're going to have one package at the current price, and then there's going to be some other packages and options. But the core package, where you get now three fully automated, separate, completely different type of trading systems, all together, all the indicators, all the bar types, all the automated strategies, that's going up to $595. Currently, it's definitely lower than that. So I'm getting ready to take all the content that I've created the last few days and add it to the website and completely transform it to the long-term three separate package offers. One package will be entry level. You'll just get the pivot point, automated strategy, indicators, and bar type. Some bar type downloads so you can run symmetrical or geometrical shaped Renkos. And then, there's going to be another package where you get everything. And then there's going to be one other package that, you'll have to come check out the website and see what it's going to be. One thing, though, that I wanted to talk about tonight is I'm getting lots of questions. Word of mouth is out there that I'm building a levels indicator. Yes, I am. I'm building a levels indicator. I've been working on it a lot with the programmer. And I'm going to build that indicator exactly the way that I've seen institutionals in their trade offices, the one and only way I've ever seen them track levels. And it's pretty simple, actually. But I was like, okay, I'll just build it as an indicator. So there's going to be some options, and it will basically be called PTI underscore levels. PTI is short for prop trading indicators. So the actual indicator name, let me type it out here real quick. So the indicator actual name will be PTI underscore levels indicator. Just PTI is short for prop trading indicators. And how it's going to work, you're going to have two modes. You can have a specific price level mode in the indicator. So you just have, and I drew, this line, basically I put up this line. This isn't the indicator running on this chart. We only have the indicator running on one computer right now in rough draft form, where I'm letting it, kind of plot out and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to as I go back and forth with the programmer on the final wrap-up work. What it's going to do, though, you'll be able to go into the indicator settings and select different time frames to be the basis for plotting the indicator. Now, I know a time frame on the indices, or on gold, or on oil, or even on currency pairs, or even on something like Bitcoin futures. I know what time frame, time chart they pay attention to when they're tracking these levels. So you can do that, or you can have the adjustability. So you can put the indicator on a lower time frame, to see ongoing developing support and resistance during the day, while you're also on the regular time frame tracking the key major levels. So why do I want to track the levels? Well, for instance, if I have the levels indicator, the PTI levels, in a price mode, it means basically anytime the market goes up and achieves a price level that we are tracking on that particular time frame, and then let's say price went down, you can have the line basically set as a dash, a dot, a solid line. You can set the color, the thickness, As soon as the market comes up and touches that specific price level that was printed from the past, that created that particular horizontal kind of index level that we're paying attention to. And then in this case, price traded back up to this level. When it hits this level, you'll get an audible alert. And also the indicator is going to do something, it's going to terminate. It's not going to keep, plotting across your chart, because as price, trades through that level is no longer basically in existence. It's been from a levels test coming up to it to blowing through it and range extending. Now we have a level sweep. There's another mode. You can put it in a basically a mode where you select how many ticks you want to pay attention to down from the high pivot. So you might go in your computer and say, I did some back testing. I look back where markets come down and retest areas or whatever. I don't want a single line, at a particular price point. I want that very particular price point on an upper resistance level plus, maybe you want 20 points, or maybe you want, 7 points or 10 points. So you can, in other words, set that amount of distance in width that is your level. So you can have a single price level, or you can have more of a, kind of a zone level. Now, you don't want to go put some levels that are like 50 points, but I mean, 10 or 15 points. If the market, let's say this traded a little bit lower into your zone and then lifts, that's something that, would be different than if you had a specific price level and the market didn't quite get there, missed it, and then bounced. So you'll have that ability to adjust that. Myself personally, I'll be using it in a zone, not an individual line, but I wanted both available. Okay, let's get rid of those lines. So as you're tracking levels, you can utilize them to be ready to turn on automation. So as the market right here traded up and through this level, I know I have a level sweep in play. I have a key level that's now been broken and the market's range extending above it. Well, what can I do? Well, I could go on my STI strat and turn it on in short only mode. And the first short signal I get, I can work that automated. So the price levels will be an additional way of having automated alerts or discovery of areas where the market's very reactive. The market gets reactive at these levels. So I like a market that's reactive. It means it's going to move for me. So another way, a trader might say, hey, I've already broken the level. I'm watching it. I'm going to go on my river strat, and I'm going to turn on the river short mode only with the automation. We've already traded through the level, so we already know we're in the midst of a level sweep. Markets, basically range extending higher, and then you get rotation, and I get a short signal. Okay, I want to take a trade on that. So my automation, actually, let me get my drawing tool. I'm going to get my trade on. There's my entry. I got my stop in alignment with where the arrow is. So I'm in my trade. I got my stop. Market runs in my intended direction, hits my break-even threshold level, meaning the distance of price movement in my intended direction. That would then cause my stop automated to move to break-even plus. And now I'm in a trade and I'm writing it down fully automated. So we're mechanically non-automated tracking the levels, meaning the levels being hit isn't going to trigger an automated strategy. This is more of a heads-up tool that, hey, the market's in an area where there's likely to be some good reactivity. Then you can go on your pivot point strat, turn it on short mode, You could go on the river strat, turn on. So you could set up one of your charts with the automation to attack the market interacting with key levels, whether it's a levels test. So what would the levels test be? So let's say you set a zone of 11 points. So you say every time the market comes within 11 points of that price level, I want to get an alert. And let's say in this case, the market went into that zone that you've selected. As soon as it comes into the zone, even though it's not at the lowest price achieved that we're drawing out by the levels tool, we're in the zone, you get an audible alert. And hey, then we got a bounce. So you might have your STI on ready to play alongside. You might have your pivot point strategy ready to play alongside, or you're standing by to work a long signal with the river strat. So let's pop this here. So you're standing by, and let's see, what time of day was that? That was like in the EU session hours. There you go. You get the test. Say price actually had come down into the zone. You heard the audible alert. You're getting some lift. As you see and hear that audible alert, you turn on the river to play the long side. And this was kind of my intent too when I built the river, to utilize the river in long only or short only mode. One way of using it when I see the market interact with key levels, so I can be very responsive to working the reaction to it. And then you catch a bounce, and it's all automated, meaning the river's catching the reaction after you recognize that an alert has been triggered with the PTI levels indicator. Then later the next day, and obviously this would stay extended with that same width, vertical, zone, whatever you've set in the indicator, it would keep plotting until one day price finally comes down and hits it. Now, if you're in the zone mode, not the specific price level mode, here's another. We have a level sweep. The market comes up, sweeps it. Go on whatever strategy you want to use. We have 3 fully automated strategies. You work it, you get a little slap down. Good to go. Then later on, you get another, level sweep. And the nice thing, markets are hitting these key levels continually. You get another level sweep, a little bit of slap down. Then within a day maybe or whatever, you get a levels test. And then you get a slap down. And that upper level of price holds. So we have not yet had a level sweep, and so on. So you can pay attention to, the levels indicator. You could literally have it running on a chart in the background, but have the audible alerts on. You heard the audible alert? You can have an audible alert for a resistance level test and one for a support. You'll know the difference by what wave file you've created custom, or you use one of the generic ones from NT8, and you hear that, and then you go and work that area if you get a setup. Now, the beauty is if I get a level sweep and it just keeps on going, well, that's okay. At some point, I'm going to get rotation, and I'm going to get a short signal. And if it just runs, and it's going for an extended period of time, you're not getting a signal, oh, well, just sit on your hands, and that's not going to be a trade opportunity that particular time. So anyhow, having something that can track these key levels and draw them on the chart for you as an individual line set up in the color, thickness, and style you want, or a zone in the color, thickness, and style you want, and having audible alerts is kind of phase 1. A phase 2 would be, I'm going to look at, what do I have to do with a NinjaTrader indicator to have reliable alerts to like an email address. So you could get even email alerts, or maybe even something more sophisticated. If I can find a super reliable way of doing that, I don't mind incorporating that into the levels indicator as maybe a phase 2. Phase 1, get it out with audible alerts, outputs, so it can be used by third-party tools like TradeSaber's Predator tool, and then so a person can go off and build their own custom automation off those alerts. So this is going to be a very significant tool to enhance us pinpointing when to run a strat in long or short mode to continue to take advantage of high probabilities, kind of setups where the market's at a level where the expected reactivity goes very high. Markets interacting with prior key levels very, very, very high percentage of the time causes a reaction. So that's good. We want that. We want to get into trades where the market has a lot of energy and it's going to move. It's not going to scrub around and go sideways. It's going to hit a level and it's going to break and run and extend and then eventually give us a short, or it's going to hit the area, do a little level sweep and break and trade right back into the prior range. So this is the PTI levels indicator. It's in works. I'm going to try to get it out to the group I mentioned by Thursday, maybe Friday at the latest, but we're making progress on it, and I'm getting a lot of emails on it, so instead of answering email after email, I'm going to throw up a video so you can get an idea of what is at least going to be the first version that we build. And as I get client feedback or they have better ideas than what I have, hey, I'm all ears, and we'll update it or improve it or evolve it as needed to be in alignment with any additional new ideas that could make the tool even better. So there you go, proptradingindicators.com. When you come on board the current offer, you get everything. Anything we add new, any updates during the 6-month plan period, you get that. Tomorrow when the website goes to multiple plans, they'll all be, 2 of them will be 6-month plans. One will be a different type of plan. Anytime you're on a plan, whatever new is added to that particular part of the plan, you get it. Now, if somebody comes in on the full tilt plan where I want everything, I don't care what we add or what we update, you get it during your 6-month deal at no additional ongoing charges. You paid once, get everything for 6 months. Anything new, anything updated, you keep getting it during your active period of being active in your plan. Okay, everybody, there you have it. Tomorrow's U.S. holiday. Be smart if you're going to trade in that low volume environment. I don't trade automated at all during U.S. session on holidays. There's just no need to. I'll wait for a regular day on Tuesday. I'll have Tuesday through Friday, 4 days to trade regular, typical volumes out of the U.S. session open. The only time I'd ever touch something, on a holiday or a super low volume scenario type day like that would be if I see the market interacting with a key level. Then I might, work something with a long bias or a short bias for like one shot and see what the market will give me. Okay, have a fantastic holiday tomorrow. Hope you had a great weekend, and big transformation to the website with all the additional packages, but the best pricing there is today. Tomorrow, some pricing will be good, some of it's going up. So just wanted to make sure you knew that. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and talk to you all tomorrow.